Hello and welcome. My name is Joe Valenti. I'm the founder here at BrokerMinder. It's our distinct pleasure to introduce you to a new capability introduced into BrokerMinder, the in-product PDF editor. Think you're going to like it? Stay tuned. Thanks very much for joining us. My name again is Joe Valenti. This video is targeted at existing BrokerMinder users that are interested in learning about a new capability, the PDF editor that we've introduced. This video won't cover the fundamentals of document management using the client portal, document renaming, sorting, templates, all kinds of other things that are very pertinent to mortgage brokers. We're going to focus very narrowly now on the new capabilities that are the PDF editor. So without any further ado, here we are in a typical transaction for Alfredo Rigatoni, an approval on a purchase. And on the conditions tab, you'll see things that are very familiar. 3 red documents that are needing attention for whatever reason, 7 that are yellow, we're waiting on the client, and 8 that have been fully approved and they're green. None of that has changed. In the same way, you click on a paperclip and you can immediately see a document. That hasn't changed either. You could download it to your desktop, but why would you? You've got it stored locally and securely and encrypted in BrokerMinder. And indeed, over here in these left 2 areas, all the controls with which you're already familiar are still present. You can add individual conditions, add condition sets, or even go ahead and send an email to a client, or an SMS for that matter, with a template and get them up to date on exactly which documents are outstanding. So none of the capabilities you come to know and love have changed, and we certainly hope you'll continue to know them and love them. What you're going to appreciate now is the area over here on the right that has been introduced with the PDF editor. We'll tell you about that here. The first element is to show thumbnails, and this is basically partially opening the individual drawers that we've got. If we're going to, for example, build a single large PDF that accumulates all the documents that we got from a single borrower, and we're going to present them as a single PDF into our lender, great. Wouldn't it be handy, though, to be able to take a look at decent-sized thumbnails and know, oh, yeah, that's one that I need, my T1 General. I'm going to want to include that in my document that I'm building, so definitely I get to do that. If I now go and take a look at this one, I'm not sure, gosh, the thumbnail is, I can basically say that, yeah, it's an NOA, but is it the right one? I can click on this eye icon, just like the paperclip we saw before, and I can still see it and say, oh, yep, that's the NOA for Jane Doe. So good, I am going to take that one, and so on. By the way, at any time you can click on that trash can and simply delete it. So in the same way, I'm going to add a couple more pages. I invite you to note when I put my mouse over the document, however, that I see the full name of that document. So I can see here it's a PDF. That one's an PNG file. This one up here was a JPEG. So again, I'm going to continue just adding these files to the collection that I'm building. I skipped that one. There we go. If I scroll down to the bottom here, I want to highlight to you that I've got a special drawer that now exists in this account that I suggest you're going to want to create in your account as well. And this one I happen to have called number 850, Complete Doc Set for Submission to Lender. So in other words, this is the target that's going to receive the amalgamated, compiled list of documents that I squished together. I'm now going to be able to put them somewhere. You're going to want to have a destination for the file you're going to create as well. So if you don't already have a drawer for that purpose that, for example, receives a single large PDF that you're going to submit to the lender, maybe go ahead and create it because you are going to want to have a place to file it after. Now in this case, I've already got a 3-page document in here just to show you. I know that this was a previous attempt or whatever. I don't want to keep it. I'm going to deliberately choose to delete it. And deleting does mean delete, by the way. So if you delete it, it's really gone. And now that drawer is empty. So fine, these are controls that are present here. So at the moment, I've selected these pages that you can see. I'm going to come up to the top here again and add those selected documents into my workspace. You really want to think of the workspace as exactly equivalent to your Acrobat PDF editor or whatever other PDF editor you might be using. It's really as though you had taken them and put them into the product, and now you can start manipulating them. Here we've got a total of 8 pages that are going to go into our workspace. You can access that workspace simply by clicking here, or alternatively, for your information, also click up here on that ribbon, do exactly the same thing, and it's going to open up our PDF editor. So very simply, we're now, instead of having to download, reorganize, put them into your PDF editor, etc., right inside our BrokerMinder, in just a few seconds, you've got this complete list of documents. You can click on any one you want and see the full image over here. If you want to zoom into the page width or zoom out to fit page or any other zoom level, you just plus minus any way you like. You can do that at your convenience, so that's great. You can select and multi-select, so using your finger, hold your control key and then click on that file, that file, that file. I've now selected these 4 files. If in the same way I select this first one, say, and now instead of pressing Control with my finger, I'm going to press Shift, it'll pick up all the files between that first one and the last one. These are very standard controls in lots of operating systems, and no doubt you're familiar with that basic idea. But if you're not now, you know, Control to individually select, and then Shift will select everything between the first and the last one you selected. That's great. If for whatever reason I want to get rid of this page, I can certainly do so by simply clicking there, the delete button, or clicking the delete key on my keyboard. That works absolutely fine as well. And I can also perform a number of operations that are up here on the top. So for example, if I select this one and then click the invert button, as you can see, it exactly inverts my selection. So that can be handy sometimes. On occasion, it's handy to select none. You get just the first one you had, select all, etc. So you got those options there. There's undo and redo. When you actually do something, those options become available. So if, for example, I took this NOA and delete it, I now have the option to undo that, and where I have 7 pages here at the bottom, as you can see, 7, 1 deleted, and it's going to be output as a single PDF. I can click on the undo button, and boom, that page is back. I'm back to 8 pages. Great. I can rotate my pages, so if for whatever reason this image had been upside down, this one isn't, as you can clearly see, but if it were, I could rotate it, and now it won't be upside down anymore. I'm going to rotate it again, and I'm going to do it left twice, and it's the same thing. I can do all those kinds of things. Again, I can undo it if I want. And importantly, if I go and select all and click on this downscale button, I can get this little icon on here, and it says that when the processing is finished, and when I create any number of PDF documents out of this one set of 8 pages, they will be downsized to an appropriate resolution that is useful. So if your client sent you a beautiful high-res photograph from their iPhone of their driver's license, that's not now going to be 10 megabytes on its own. It's going to be an appropriate size and useful to your lender. So that's great. The last thing to talk about here in the editor is being able to move pages around, and really nothing could be simpler. If I take this page here, which is the fellow T5, and I'm deciding that I want that to be first, I literally just click it, drag it to the left of the first page. You'll see that behind there's that little blue zone, and I drop it into that little blue zone, and now that's my first page. Fantastic. And if this T1 General, for whatever reason, wants to be the second to last, for example, I'm going to click it and drag it into that position in between these 2 others, and that's where it's going to go. So you can reorder them, add them, delete them, rotate them, select all, select none, and even downscale them really entirely at your convenience, and you can do that really anytime. So, and when you effect these operations, the downscaling can get unselected, so it's typically going to be the last thing you do before you head out. So if I wanted to take these 8 pages and now throw them into a single file, I could do that. I'm going to press Next over here. And having done that, I'm going to be creating a single file that I can put into that drawer that I created for this purpose, the complete set, and I can give it a name, and that's it. So if that's all you want to do, that you'd be done, and you press Finish, and that as soon as you get out of here, that file will be there. I'm actually going to choose on this occasion to go back to my 8 pages because I want to do one other operation. Instead of having all 8 pages in a single file, I want to split this into 3 different files. So what I'm going to do is keep these 2 first pages into one PDF. So I'm going to put my mouse there. I'm going to click on the zone between those pages. And if you'll notice, this split option hadn't been present before, but it now is. Let's just watch that carefully. I'm going to now click on the document. The split option went away. I can't split a single page, but I can split pages in the document by putting my mouse there. I can now put that split, and there it is. And by the way, if I click it again, it's unsplit. So this is simply creating 2 PDFs out of the one set of 8 pages. And you can see down here, 8 pages now being output as 2 PDFs. And furthermore, if I, say, put another split here to the right of this page, to the right of page 6, and I split that one, now I'm going to end up with 3 pages in total. So again, 8 pages altogether, 2 there, 4 here, 2 more there. That's what will get generated. And so if I click Next this time, I won't now have a single page to be output, but rather 3 pages, 2 pages, 4 pages, 2 pages, just like we saw. And I'm going to take these 2 pages and I'm going to call them my mandate letter. I'm going to take these 2 pages and file them with my MPP. Let's pretend that's what it is. And take these pages and put them in that drawer that we talked about, my complete set. That's how that works. You click on finish, and just as soon as that, you'll be back into your basic view of BrokerBinder. And I'm going to hide the thumbnails here and just jump you down. Where this drawer, as you've seen, had been empty, now it's not empty. The pages that we had put in are now here. That's it. There was just 2 of them, but there they are. If I show the thumbnails, you can again see that those pages, the 2 that I put in that last drawer, are there. I added this collection of 4 to the MPP. There had been other documents in that drawer. I can keep them if I want. I can delete them if I want. They're just pages, but that's the one that I just created, this one there. And similarly with your mandate letter, we goofed around with these ones, and that was that 2-pager. Similarly, if I want to delete these, I could. So again, you can have as many documents in a drawer as you like. Often as not, you'll have a single document in a drawer, but again, you can manage it any way you like. And with BrokerBinder, by the way, you could take multiple pages in a single drawer, merge them together to make a single 11-page document in this case, and put it in the same drawer. And you can totally do that too. So lots of flexibility here with the product. And once again, what it means is you're no longer going to have to manipulate PDFs outside of BrokerBinder. Just about everything you need to do is right here in the product. Makes it so much easier, so much faster. We think you're going to love it, and we hope you do. If you have any questions or comments at any time, you're welcome to reach back out to us as you always do. My name is Joe, and I'd be delighted to receive your call or email. Have a great week, and thank you very much for listening.